Hey guys, it's David here, and I'm back again with another podcast. And today I have Chris Allen, owner and founder of Allen Fitness. Today we're going to talk about a little bit about how he came into fitness, how he started his journey, how he founded Allen Fitness, and just talk about everything he's been through, his obstacles, his successes, and hopefully he'll be able to share his insight on how we become successful ourselves. So it's awesome to have you on the show. Thanks, Chris, for being on.
Thanks. Thanks, David. It's really wonderful to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right. So to start out, how did you begin your fitness journey?
Fitness journey. I actually started in martial arts about 15 years ago. I was living around Detroit and got into kung fu. I loved Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is my number one influence and hero, hands down. And I got into martial arts for a while, and I found this called The Art of Expressing the Body by a guy named John Little. And this book was basically the outline of how Bruce Lee did his fitness outside of strictly martial arts, like how he would lift weights, what kind of body weight stuff he would do, how he liked to stretch, all that kind of stuff that you really don't hear about when it comes to him very often. And this was my first fitness book that I ever read.
Would you
And
say that would be, I guess, kind of the start of you getting really interested in it? Like you were really invested in it once you read that book?
yeah, that's where I started. I started going to the gym in addition to practicing the kung fu that I was doing, and it, I started seeing results. At the time when I first started, before I got into martial arts, I was a heavy cigarette smoker. I was a kid that partied a whole lot. I could barely walk up stairs without just about running out of breath. Couldn't run 50 feet without wanting to die. it was awful. And that's where I really started. I started thinking about I want to be cool because martial arts are cool, and I want to be like Bruce Lee. And then I found this book. It's some random Bruce Lee. So that's where it really got me. I can start doing this stuff right now that he did. If I do that, maybe I'll get some headway, and it just all rolled out from there.
Yeah, and Bruce Lee, you look at him and he's not just an influencer, but he's also an ass kicker. People look at him and he's be like, I want to be like him because he goes around, kicking ass and taking names, and but if you look beyond what Bruce Lee is, he influenced a lot of people to really just keep working at your goals. He never gave up. He kept going. So that's one thing I like about Bruce Lee.
And he did so with real intensity, all that emotional content that was really focused on what he wanted to do and who he wanted to be.
Within I guess you've been in martial arts for doing that for a couple years now, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's been off and on. I got out of that that whole kung fu thing after a little while because I started having some bad problems with drug addiction,
Oh,
and after that went on for a few years, I ended up moving to Virginia and got back into martial arts about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and been doing jujitsu and Muay Thai since then at a place here in downtown Lynchburg. And it's been awesome. They are wonderful. It's something I absolutely just can never imagine not being a part of.
that's incredible, man. So I guess you going through the addiction by moving and just finding this thing you love, this hobby. It's helped you stay away from it, and it's helped you overcome that situation. I'm pretty sure. Because you never look back after it, right?
Well, I mean, it's I don't want to minimize the difficulty and severity of how addiction can be, how difficult it can be to get past it. But I will definitely agree with you that if it wasn't for martial arts being a very, very big part of it, I martial arts and fitness, of course, I would never have gotten out of that state of being. I don't think because I always had that to look forward to. If I can get past this, I can get back to this and it can be great. And I just kept that going in my head over and over again. And eventually it stuck.
And then what made you decide into starting Allen Fitness?
Well, I Allen Fitness has only been around for a little bit over a year now. I started way at the end of 2019 and was working at the YMCA as a trainer. How Allen Fitness itself got started. I've, I've been working restaurant as a cook back in the house,
Oh,
and almost 40 years old now.
are
And
you a good cook?
if I have a recipe to follow, I mean, I'm not that creative. Okay.
Hey, I'm the same way. I'll take a recipe any day and follow it. And I've been improving my diet myself. I used to be one of those people that didn't really care about cooking. I'll just find whatever it is I can heat up and eat quickly. And I realized, you know, part of being fit is, you know, it's not just the what you eat, but it's 90% mental. If you're not mentally prepared and you're not mentally ready to sacrifice all those foods you love and just kind of switch it into health mode, then you won't get results.
True, true. Yep. No, I don't think that people have to give up those things forever, of course, but they at least have to give it up to the point that they learn the discipline that it takes to not be a slave to those things, to break that pattern. Absolutely.
And and of course, going back to Allen Fitness, I've seen a lot of the testimonies you've had from different clients, and that's pretty awesome. How it's been steadily growing, and people are just just seeing how great you are at what you do. It seems like you've had years of experience. Did you ever get your certification in like personal training? Did you ever think about that?
Yeah. Yep, that goes back into the story of how Allen Fitness started. I am actually certified through the National Academy of Sports Medicine as a personal trainer and a certified nutrition coach. Uh, and what made me decide to get my certification and actually become a personal trainer and start out was I was working in the restaurant one day, and almost 40 years old, and I have this 22-year-old manager. I'm portioning out some pasta for the night, and this kid comes up to me, and he was doing his job, and he was right. He was the manager.
Yeah.
He starts explaining to me how to put pasta in this bag in a better way, and it was right at that moment. I'm like, wait, I'm way too old to be making my living in a place where somebody can explain to me how to put pasta in a fucking bag.
Yeah, yeah, you were told to do this shit. Yeah, I know, I get it.
So I was like, okay. And literally within a couple of days, I was signed to get my certification for personal training, and I started kind of working on my own thing, but also got a job at the YMCA until I could get Allen Fitness off the ground. But then COVID-19 happened back in February,
Yeah, it
March.
screwed up everything.
Yep. My gym closed down, so I really had no
Oh
choice but
man.
to go all in with Allen Fitness and go the online training route.
So you practically went from having your own gym to just going, I guess, assuming virtual, doing everything virtually.
Yep, yep. Everything I do right now is completely online. I give people their workouts, help counsel them as far as goals and what they're doing, and it's really been great. I've got clients all the way over on the other side of the country in Washington and California, and it's great. Some of my best people, really far away.
That is awesome though. At least you get to keep it going and you get to keep doing what you love and I know it's been for everybody it's been rough. I mean, I've been working out from home because gyms are open, but I have, with this disability I have to be extra careful because if I get really sick or something, it could impact me, a lot more severe due to my spasticity, so I try to, avoid any crowds and things like that, but I've been staying social and I've been trying to stay in shape as much as I can. I have basic home equipment, but I use a lot of the outdoors. So anything that I can find, whether it's garbage cans, The milk, the gallons of milk, fill it up with like water and use it as kind of like weights. People don't
Yeah.
realize that basic things around the house can be used as equipment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have a gym. You can do a workout with just your body weight, and if you really want to get snazzy with it, you can use a towel, countertop, door frame, milk jugs, boxes, chairs, all that kind of stuff.
Uh,
Can you hold on one moment?
sure.
Okay, sorry about that. Yep.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, everything you can all anything around the house you can use and to get in shape with. So it's been going on for ages. Since possibly I could say the caveman era. You see these big old hunks and they're in shape and they didn't have equipment back then.
Exercise.
They had nothing. All they had was their bodies and stones and anything out in nature.
And I imagine they were incredibly strong to survive as they did. So, it works.
Yeah, and that's how they came up with like the caveman diet and even the workouts. Some people go nuts, and I've seen people these like big bodybuilders and power lifters and sometimes I look at them and they lift like these stones, and I'm like, your back's gonna get fucked up within the next couple of years. I mean, it's got to be strenuous on that body. I can't do that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of really high athletes. Not as much now, but definitely for a while. Years ago. 10, 20 years ago, where they would go really, really intense, especially big bodybuilders in their lifting. They would go really intense and get all massive, but never work on their flexibility or mobility. And a lot of the time, they would end up having injuries that would really follow them later in life, and it really, really doesn't turn out all that great. So I like to make sure people remember to have a well-rounded routine. You can focus on your goals. Make sure you don't focus on them so much that you neglect the other things you need.
So what's been the most rewarding thing about doing Allen Fitness? What's the best I guess testimony or review you've had from clients?
As for clients, well, I recently had one of my clients. Her name is Tina. She has been a little over 2 months now. In that 2 months, she's lost about 15 pounds and actually gained something like 4 pounds of muscle. She's been getting body scans once a month, and now like 4 pounds of muscle at the same time as losing some fat. That's
That's
a pretty
awesome.
big deal. Yeah, and she's just been great. She is telling was trying to get her daughters to join up and work with me as well. They have other priorities at the moment, of course, but it's when you have that rewarding experience of somebody feeling better and seeing their results, it's really rewarding because I know that I helped. I mean, they do the work. I can't do it for them, of course, but when they do it, it gives me that sense of, hey, I helped. Cool. That feels really good.
Yeah, you're just there to kind of guide them and motivate them, but at the end of the day, it's about them wanting to really push forward and improve. You know.
What's that saying? I forget who says it. I think some martial arts master. I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it.
Ex- Exactly. I like that. That's that's something I'm probably gonna tell my students on come back when they come back on Tuesday because they need it, especially now since we're kind of I'm actually half virtual and half face to face, so I'm actually online and some days I'm actually in the classroom. So I do the best of both worlds, and it's not easy, but we're
Is
getting
it
it
like
done.
a?
Is it like a
Sorry, you're breaking.
is it like a what? Oh,
Okay, my internet was freaking out for a second. Sorry about
yeah,
that.
it's all right.
I
What?
was asking. I was going to ask. Is it like a staggered schedule? Like one day you're online, one day you've got the kids in there. Or
Oh
how does
no,
that work?
it's every day. It's face to face and online together. But certain days when I'm not on campus, I'm virtual. But most of the time, I'm there all 5 days. And so, following up on on Allen Fitness, who would you consider your? I mean, besides Bruce Lee, I mean, I guess immediate family and friends. Do you have any any someone that motivated you or inspired you to go through your journey? Or it could be
Yeah.
multiple people.
Well, the martial arts place I go to, it's called Renaissance Academy of Martial Arts. It's in downtown Lynchburg. My coach is there. One of them, his name's Keith McAllister, a professional martial artist, professional fighter. He is just tearing through the professional grappling world over the last couple years. And not only does he have this work ethic that is just ironclad, he inspires everybody else. And his whole team does better. He checks in on people. He makes sure that people understand what he's teaching. Is the way he coaches is one of one of the one of the big inspirations for me in my immediate life, because people like that are rare that absolutely practice what they preach, and you can see the results not only in them but in the people around them too. Like everybody around him just gets so much better at martial arts, it seems, than they might with a much lesser coach. It's great to really have a good coach. And honestly, I believe in getting coaches for just about anything you want to do in life. When I started Allen Fitness, I got a business coach, and even now, I'm part of it's called the Fit Pro Collective, where there are we have our coaches that run the group who are experienced in marketing and personal training, and then we have people like me who are independent personal trainers, all in this group working together to help hold each other accountable, give each other ideas, give each other feedback. So it's not like Allen Fitness is just all Chris Allen. There, I've had people show me how to do things, tell me what to do, get me out of a funk when I'm wanting to give up. It's and then my martial arts coaches. I have a coach for being trading stocks in the stock market. One thing I wanted to learn. Uh, Definitely an advocate for always asking somebody who knows more than you, and that's the only reason I've been able to come as far as I can is with the help of other people. To be perfectly honest with you.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with asking for help and having a group of people. And also, one of the things that I'm trying to instill to my students and everybody around is it's okay to take criticism, even though it's like it could be the shittiest thing in the world they tell you, but don't take it personal. Use it as a way to improve. You know, like the other day, they're like, "Why didn't you like on your speech? You didn't elaborate more on bullying and whatnot. You didn't ask the kids to what bullying meant to them." And I realized, hey, I could have asked that. So I'm like, I appreciate the advice, and they gave me different pointers to how to work on everything. And most people that don't understand criticism, they automatically go and be like, oh, why are you criticizing how I do things? And and I don't want to hear it, and I do things my own way. And it's crazy. Oh no, did it freeze? Oh man.